Premier Ford held a news conference today. It turned out to be a re-announcement. He held it at Toronto Pearson Airport. I wanted to ask the Premier, though, not about planes, but about trains. The Eglinton Crosstown was supposed to be up and running by now. It's not, and we don't know why. I tried to get a straight answer out of the Premier, but his answer, shall we say, was a little stuck at the gate.
Never mind blaming the Liberals. Can you just tell us straight up, once and for all, why has the Eglinton Crosstown been delayed?
Yeah, well, good question, Richard. Again, I'm not going to blame the Liberals. We inherited a nightmare project. We're doing the best we can. We're going to have it up and going in a very short period of time, and we're going to continue working.
Still no answer. It's little consolation to drivers who still need to traverse construction on Eglinton, and even worse for struggling businesses who for a decade have dealt with crosstown chaos outside their shops.
It's had a devastating impact on small businesses. I'm just going to say, here's the problem with Metrolinx and all of this. Nobody gets anything unless you fight and scream and beg for it. They should be serving up solutions to those small businesses and those communities who've been impacted. But instead, over and over and over again, we have to fight for these things. And we're going to see the same thing with the Ontario line, just like we're fighting right now to try to get transparency and accountability.
Documents obtained by CityNews via a Freedom of Information request last month show high-level provincial political staff rejected efforts to give the public more information on what's going on with the Eglinton Crosstown as it enters its 12th year of construction.
We just want to make sure the contractors that did the work, it's 100%.
It's not just the crosstown. Ford was unable to say how much the Ontario line is costing taxpayers, though he admitted that, like the grocery store, for example, everything is costing more these days.
We aren't hiding anything. We've seen costs escalate throughout the pandemic. We see it on all our projects. That's why we went from 180 billion up to 190 billion, but we're staying on top of them.
Speaking of the grocery store, I asked Ford why the federal budget today included help for low-income individuals to buy groceries, but his budget didn't.
Well, we did it before the federal government, and thanks for that question, Richard. When we knocked off the tolls, one area, we knocked off the license registration tax. We're almost, by the end of the year, we'll be close to $10 a day daycare. We've cut that cost in half.
Now, when asked again about the federal budget, Ford today took aim at the federal carbon tax, and he asked Federal Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland to pause it. Ford contended it's driving up the cost of living. That was a request, though, ignored by the Finance Minister. There was no change to the federal carbon tax in today's budget.